haven't heard of anything else like that.
Well, you haven't because I've done a podcast about a month ago, and we really rolled this out about a month ago. So this is the first podcast I've actually said something about it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You guys heard it here first.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Heard it here
All
first.
dentists know the common career paths. But how do you know which path is right for you, and are there other options out there?
On this podcast, we will be chatting with industry experts. We want to bring you the knowledge and resources you need to take your career to the next level and break down those industry secrets interview by interview.
We are here to ignite a revolution in the dental landscape
and help you, the dentist, build the career you have always wanted.
I'm Dr. Cassidy Reeder.
I'm Carter Frank.
And welcome to the Revolution Dentistry Podcast. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Cassidy Reeder here with my co-host, Carter Frank. This is the Revolution Dentistry Podcast, where we help you with strategies to build lasting success for yourself and your family. We're here today with Dave Kaminski.
Hello.
With over two decades of experience, Dave has become a recognized authority in healthcare marketing, particularly in helping healthcare providers like dentists and other professionals enhance their online presence. He's not just an expert, he's a pioneer in healthcare-focused SEO strategies. David's story is a powerful example of perseverance and innovation. He began his entrepreneurial journey with just a bucket and a squeegee, and over the years, he transformed his window washing business into a multi-million-dollar, multi-location enterprise. David's most valuable asset is his ability to turn dental practice websites into patient-generating engines by driving organic traffic. Through his company, David and his team have developed a platform tailored to service-based dental practices, enabling them to harness a professional network that boosts SEO and Google Maps naturally. Rather than relying on costly artificial traffic, he has the data to prove its effectiveness and is eager to share his experience with dentists looking to stand out in a crowded market. What distinguishes David in his unwavering passion for service excellence is generosity and his dynamic approach. Having built multiple businesses from the ground up, he leverages his network and knowledge to help dentists thrive in their practices. Thank you so much for joining us today, David. We really appreciate having you on.
So that's a whole lot of words to say, let's get you more customers for a lot less cost. For like free. Can we just say it like that? Like, let's let you, I'll teach you today how to get free customers. But like that sounds a lot shorter and a lot sweeter, right? Oh, and also
a lot simpler.
Yeah, also you said the word SEO. So when anybody hears the word SEO, don't leave this podcast. You're just going to want to close your eyes and ears and go like running for the hills. Because that's like, everybody's been trained that SEO absolutely sucks. I'm going to unsuck it here today. I didn't even know that was a word.
Please.
Maybe that's a word. But let's unsuck it and make it enjoyable. And I'll show you absolutely how simple it is. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
So to begin unsucking it, can you tell
I'm not sure I've ever said that word. I probably shouldn't have said that, but let's
go. Do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got introduced to the healthcare marketing industry?
Yeah, so I did start in the window cleaning industry in 1999. And back then, I don't know if you guys were even born yet, but all you had to do was place an ad in the yellow pages. And if you had the biggest ad, you'd get calls. And then things changed. Everything went digital. And at the beginning, I paid for a couple ads in Google Ads, and it was great because nobody else was doing it. I'd put $100 in, and I'd get 4 or 5 customers. I was like, this is sweet.
That's awesome.
And then everybody started doing it, and Google started raising all their rates and the cost per clicks, and it got like the Google Ads platform, like, oh my gosh, right? Like try to figure that thing out. And then you'd spend $100 a day and you'd get nothing. So I thought, if I figured out how to show up in the search results, you know what? I don't think I'll have to start paying for these ads. So I literally did that. I surrounded myself with a lot of people in the industry who were doing marketing for like car insurance companies, big stuff, right? And and I applied it all to my business. So I grew my business into, we are the largest in Arizona. I still own my window cleaning business. I don't run it, praise the Lord. But we're in all of Arizona. We're the largest in the state. We're also in Colorado, and we opened up in Nevada a couple months ago.
Wow.
And we've grown all of that without paying any money in advertising. So
Right.
if you can figure out a way to do that without spending money on advertising, like I felt like I was on to something. And I'm like, I really want to show other business owners how to do this. And, whether
Right.
you're a podiatrist or whether you're a dentist, it really doesn't matter. If you're a roofer, like it just works in every single industry. So my new passion turned a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
Hmm.
I got completely out of those businesses. My wife runs them. I love her. She's not so
Awesome.
happy with me, so let's
Tag
keep that on the
teaming.
down low. Yeah, she's like you. Um, but yeah, I love teaching other business owners just simply how to do it.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for breaking down your history for us and how you got into this space. And it's awesome that you figured it out. It's a tough thing to understand, and taking that time to understanding it and
But
and
I'm
not,
going
and
to
then
cut into
helping
you. It's
others.
not tough.
Oh
It's
yeah.
easy. I'll show you in a minute. But go ahead. Keep saying it.
Okay. Thank you. No, it's a good point because we need people like you to make it we have to untough it, kind of like unsuck it, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
so, and I'm glad you're here to do that. So, how can a dentist unlock the cheat code, if you will, to make their practice's website appear in near me search
Yeah.
results?
So there's two things you really want to look at for free traffic. One is your website, and the other is your Google Maps. And they're both
Okay.
very similar. You want to have the right content on your website and on your maps. And like, for instance, dentist near me. It's a very powerful search term. And I call it a
Right.
transactional search term because anybody searching near me, like especially like an emergency dentist is the best scenario. Man, my tooth
Right.
is killing me. Like I'm gonna go search on my phone, dentist or emergency dentist near me, and the first person I find, like, man, I'm calling them. I already got my credit card ready. Like I don't care what it's gonna cost. So it's a
Right.
transactional search term. So on your website, there's this thing called a blog. You do a blog post. Now,
Right.
why is a blog important? It sounds boring. Again, everybody wants to cover their ears and just go run. Nobody wants to write a blog. That's why you pay VAs or whoever, somebody you can find to write a nice blog for you. But you want to title the blog Dentist Near Me.
Hmm.
It sounds
That's
revolutionary.
awesome.
Like it's
Wow.
literally that simple. So
Wow.
now,
That's kind of, yeah.
like you title it Dentist Near Me. So now you have content on your website that says Dentist Near Me. Everybody thinks it's this magical search term and Google does this voodoo behind the scenes. However, Google literally looks for content on your website and or on your Google business listing. So you title it Dentist Near Me. You write a nice article where you can educate your readers, people coming to your website. You do want to do geographical stuff within this blog post. So like you said, Cassidy, you are in Gilbert. So if you're going to
Yeah.
search for a dentist near me in Gilbert, Arizona, you want to put a geotagged image as if it were taken in Gilbert, Arizona on that blog post. So now you have geo
Okay.
relevance within your blog post. You talk a little bit about the area of Gilbert. So you want to put a map of the city of Gilbert and or a map of your dental office within Gilbert. And that'll now give you relevance of being a dentist near me within Gilbert, Arizona.
Wow. See, that's a really helpful piece of
Pretty
information
simple,
that you
right?
just shared with everybody. Yeah, like that one piece of advice you shared is worth thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, I mean way more than that. Yeah, way more.
Yeah.
I did
Thank you
like
so
like a,
much.
a secret. I don't say this too often, but many years ago, I caught on to blog posts and I started doing like, what high rise buildings are? Those big buildings, right? And I did a
Yep.
blog post and I literally titled it "Construction Cleaning High Rise Buildings." And my company's in Arizona. Like all the high rise buildings that get built, there's hundreds and hundreds of them. We go in and literally make $80,000 to $100,000 on a building when it's built because many
Wow.
years ago I showed up for that search term and then we built relationships with the builders. So any building that gets built in most of Arizona, we're usually the company that comes in and does it because I wrote blog posts many years ago talking about it. And then we
That's
just made
crazy.
relationships with all the people and all the builders. And, millions and millions and millions of dollars later, we're still doing it, like still doing it. So
Wow. Oh, yeah, it's very relevant what you just shared then to this day.
yeah,
That's incredible.
super
Yeah,
simple.
thank
Now,
you.
so like a blog post, that's one example, dentist near me. Now you can do dentist open near me. Like that's a search term that's
Mhm.
searched like 30,000 times a month. So that's another search
Jeez.
term. So if you think about it, if you're right now, you're a dentist and you're paying a marketing company and they're like, blogs are outdated and, they're no good. first of all, run, because you got the wrong marketing company. But also on the flip side, other marketing companies will say, yeah, we do blogs once a month for you. So if you're doing one blog a month for 12 months, how many search terms are you showing up for? 12, right?
Okay. Yeah.
12. What if you did a
Yeah.
blog every day? Now you're showing up for 300, 400 search terms by the time a year goes by. So
then how do you find the time to write a cool blog every day? What's your
have you ever read
advice?
the book Who Not How?
Nuh-uh.
You want to find the who knows how to do it. You don't want to learn how to do it. So go hire
Okay. I
somebody who knows
like
how to
it.
do it, and you go be the dentist.
I like that a
But you
lot.
have to
Right,
have
and
the right
That's
strategy,
perfect.
right? If you hire the wrong who has the wrong strategy, you're gonna think
Look at
marketing
sucky
sucks. Now you're
blogs.
back to sucking, and you want to be unsucking, right?
Yeah, you do.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's a great point. Now that our listeners know effective strategies to create a blog, they're always working in the mouths, right? Dentists are very busy. How do they communicate those strategies so the person they hire to create the blog knows what they're supposed to do and the best way to do it?
yeah, yeah. Well, I have how-to videos on my website, so I could probably
Okay.
throw a plug in here.
Yeah,
You go
please.
to
Yeah.
transactionaldental.com is our website, but we have videos on how to do it. Again, I truly feel like giving to other people. Like I've worked with people before, and I've given them advice, and they went and ran and you know, I know one doctor he came back to me a year later. It's like I was doing about 600,000, and I implemented what you said because he heard me speak at a convention. And he's like,
Uh-huh.
I hit 1.6 million a year later. He's like, I literally grew by $1 million. And
Oh my
and I got
gosh.
on Zoom with him a couple times. So I'm like, hey, try this and do that. So yeah,
That's
yeah.
incredible. That's incredible. So like, and that brings me to another question is what are the top 1% of dental focused marketing experts doing right now that offer practice that other practices might be overlooking? I mean,
Yeah.
I know we talked about the blogging, we talked about the, the keywords. Are there any additional things?
So yeah, the top 1%, if you want to be the top 1%, that's a great question. I love it. And we work with so many dentists, tons and tons of them. And I look at their dashboards all the time. And the ones that are killing it, I mean, I'm a little biased, but on your Google business listing, what Google wants to see is activity. So
Mhm.
activity is somebody writing a review. Now, reviews don't equal higher rankings. Because if you search dentist near me, you could see a dentist who's number one who has less reviews than a dentist who's number two or three. So the map
Okay.
pack is, I call like the gold mine of results. So if you're showing up
Is
in
it
the
like the
map,
top 5 or
no,
whatever?
there's three in the maps. So if you were to search
Oh,
dentist
okay,
near me,
cool.
you see three dentists in the maps. You'll see paid ads up here. You'll see three in the maps, and you'll see like ZocDoc and whatever else down below. Yelp,
Mhm.
Angie's List, all the garbage, But you want to be in those three map listings because when somebody clicks on a map listing, they're going to see pictures and photos inside of your office. They're going to see the team. They're going to see the doctor. They're going to look at reviews, and they're already pre-sold before they pick up the phone and call you. So if you can
Right.
show up in that map pack, when somebody's calling you, they're like that, they're the transactional customer. Like, I have money and I know you can solve my problem. Please help me. So
Yeah.
you want to be interactive in your Google business profile. Now, interactive is a lot of things. You want to post photos in there, and you want to do blog posts. They call them an update. So you can do an update within your Google business. And you can also do offers. So if you're doing implants, you can do an offer like today's Friday, right? If I
Right.
were a dentist, I would post an offer today and say this weekend only, I'm going to give you $500 off your dental implants. So Google
Wow.
will absolutely let that coupon or that offer be
Uh-huh.
shown. So the more you
Okay.
can go in and do offers, do updates, and then also you want to do questions and answers. So questions and answers is a great place to put city locations and services within your Google business profile. So like if you're an
Right.
emergency dentist, in the questions and answers, you could say, do you provide emergency dental services in Gilbert, Arizona? Right. And then you
Right.
answer your own question. Well, of course we provide emergency dental services in Gilbert. Come on in. We'd be happy to help you. So that's
Right.
putting content within the back end of your Google business profile. And
Okay.
and then you said the top 1%er. So this is a little, still going, right? The top one
No, yeah.
percenters, you can put like you have to think of Google like your girlfriend or your wife, like, yeah, somebody you're really interested in. So, like, if you said to your wife, "Hey, I love you" today, but the next 200 days you don't tell her you love her, she's going to be like, "Why aren't you talking to me anymore?" Be like, "Well, I told
She
you
might be gone.
yeah, I told you 200 times. Like, I told you 200 times I loved you." She's like, "Yeah, but that was a long time ago." Google is the exact same way. It really sucks, but it's the same way. So I could
Uh-huh.
upload 200 photos of my dental practice today and think, "Sweet, man, I'm done. I did my homework. I'm done."
Okay.
But guess what happens? A week from now, Google's like, "Man, this dentist hasn't done anything in here in a week." And then 2 weeks
That's
goes by and
crazy.
3 weeks. So Google's like a girl, man. She wants your
That's so
attention.
interesting.
So
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
can keep uploading images on a daily basis or every other day or a couple times a week, you can solve that problem. So you want to be interactive.
Okay.
Can I tell you
I
one
mean,
more
that's just a part
secret?
of the. Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
We actually have a dashboard that automates it all.
No, you
Oh,
don't.
It's
wow.
Let me hear it.
it's awesome. Yeah, it
Tell me about it.
automates every bit of it. So we've interjected AI with like photo buckets. You can dump all the photos in. The AI
Okay.
will grab the photo, geotag it within your area, and name it. Like they'll name the photo "Dentist near me," and then it'll upload it to your Google Business profile.
Is
Um,
it like every day it does that?
yeah, it's not every day. There's like a timeline that kind of works
Like a
best. There's a
strategy?
strategy, and
Okay.
we also auto post updates for you. Also
Wow.
reply to reviews for you. So it acts like an office assistant that's within your Google Business profile. It's pretty
That
cool.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I mean, I haven't heard of anything else like that out
Well, you
there. Is
haven't
it?
because I've done a podcast about a month ago, and we really rolled this out about a month ago. So this is the first podcast I've actually
Dang.
said something about it.
Hey,
Yeah, it's
you
pretty
guys
cool.
heard it here first.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely, heard it here first.
Yeah,
Let's go.
thanks for sharing that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. So let's get on to transactional search terms. What are
Yeah,
they,
I love that.
and why or how do they help dental offices, and why maybe are they so important to attract new patients?
Yeah. So again, there's informational and then there's transactional. So informational is, like how much will dentures cost? How much would a root canal cost? How long does it take? Like, is there pain associated with this? Right. Um, so that's informational, and there's like a balancing act that you want to perform on your website. And I always tell dentists on the homepage of your website, everybody says I have an FAQ page. But if you ever go to
Mm-hmm.
Google and you search how much do dental implants cost or how much do dentures cost, there's a people ask box and you can click on them and you'll get different answers. So we take those questions and slap them right on the homepage of the website. So now you're
Okay.
doing informational stuff because you want to educate your customers or your audience, right? And then
Right.
when you provide valuable information back to them, Google rewards you because you're educating them. Now, so that's
Hmm.
the informational side of it. Now the transactional side of it is my tooth hurts. I need help right away, right? So the
Right.
transactional side of it, if you go to a tool called semrush.com, SEMRUSH, and you
Hmm.
can type in keywords and it'll give you all sorts of examples and ideas and search volumes
Okay.
behind it. So if you search
Awesome.
just dentist near me and you go onto SEMrush, it'll tell you that that's searched over 1 million times a month. It'll also give you a little column called KD, which is called keyword difficulty.
Hmm.
Dentist is a keyword difficulty of 100 out of 100. It's pretty hard to show up for that search term. But if you want to
Okay.
show up for dentist near me, that keyword difficulty is about a 60. It's not as difficult. If you go down a
Hmm.
little bit more, like emergency dentist near me is like a 20. It's actually
Hmm.
considered very easy to show up for because
Wow.
people literally don't know how to code their website to show up for emergency dentist near me. And I just showed you guys how to do it a few minutes ago, right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So the difference of pulling in a transactional search term versus an informational search term, an informational, somebody might call you and be like, I'm just kicking the tires, I'm checking. Transactional is usually the near me search terms. They're ready to spend money. They've probably already done their research and they're ready to go.
Yeah. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. I mean, I feel like it's so obvious now that you're sharing this, but a lot of dentists who are wearing all these hats, right?
Oh yeah,
Business owner, clinician,
yeah.
marketer, IT support for their, everything.
Everything. Yeah.
They don't. We're just not taught this kind of stuff. We don't go to school for it, and a lot of dentists just try and do it themselves. And in reality, it can be grueling, right? And therefore, you fall by the wayside. Your practice isn't coming up in as many searches, and
Hmm.
you're
Hmm.
not getting
Hmm.
those patients. So thank you so much for sharing this information with us. Moving on. So how can a dental practice optimize their presence on Google Maps to show up within their area of operation? Does that kind of go back to like the gold standard map pack kind of thing that you're
Yep.
talking
Yep.
about?
Yep. So a way to show up in the maps is, I don't know if you've ever seen these depictions. You can show a map and it shows a whole bunch of dots. So like
Right.
right where I'm at in Chandler, we just realized we're kind of neighbors getting on this
Right.
call. If I were to search
Yeah.
dentist near me, your office in Gilbert's not going to show up. But if you were to search it, you're going to show up like number one because you're right there.
Right.
So part of the strategy is when you search on your smartphone for an office location, the code behind it doesn't go to Google, or Google doesn't say to the phone, what city are you in or what zip code you're in. Google asks the phone the question, what neighborhood are you in? So I'm in a
Oh.
neighborhood called Pecos Vista, I think.
Uh
So
huh.
my phone will spit back to Google Pecos Vista.
Okay.
So if I'm a dentist around here and I put some content on my Google business listing, I want to make sure I write Pecos Vista in there, because you're going to have information to Google that you provide services in a community called Pecos Vista. Now
That's
we're
awesome.
really used to like Scottsdale, North Scottsdale, right? Phoenix, downtown Phoenix, East Valley, West Valley. We're used to all that stuff. But if you look at the Google map and you zoom into it, you'll start noticing there's all these little neighborhoods all around, and you want to
Hmm.
code those neighborhoods within your Google Maps. Now,
Wow.
you also, when you look at phone or photos on your phone and you notice and you look on the map in the United States, you can see where you took all your pictures. It's the
Hmm.
exact same thing. You want to geocode those photos before you upload
Mm.
it to your Google business profile. And they
Okay.
don't want to all, you don't
Okay.
want them all right where your office is. Because if your office is right here, but your key demographics are like a mile or 2 miles that way, you want to start geotagging those photos where your ideal customers are. So then Google's
Interesting.
algorithm says, wow, they're getting photos from everybody over in that area. We should start letting their map show up in that area. Does that make sense?
Wow, it does. Is there a way? I don't know,
Yep,
if this is
there
even
is. Yep.
possible
You go to
I mean, like,
geoimager.com.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I mean, that was a good question. I mean, that was a good point. So, like, you go to geoimager.com. Can you put those geotags on images that you upload straight to your website too, or is it only for your Google business?
Yes, you want to do that for your website and your business. So it's actually
Okay.
geoimgr.com. And when I
Okay.
opened my location in Denver, I did this exact same thing. I literally sat right here in my office and I geotagged all these photos. And you know where I stuck them? I stuck them all on top of these high rise buildings, because those are the big
Wow.
customers, right? And I stuck them
Yeah.
on universities, University of Boulder, Colorado, and I stuck them all over the place like clockwork. Like maybe a month or two later, I got like an $80,000 job out of it from a university that was searching for a window cleaner near me. And I'm located in Arizona. I'm not even in Denver, but I was showing up
That's
for a near me search term in Denver.
that blows my mind. I mean, I for some reason I just have never heard of such a thing, but it makes so much sense.
Yeah, it works.
That's
It's cool.
incredible.
So when you
That's
know how the back
incredible.
end works, you know how to feed the Google machine all this information, and then you don't have to pay for customers anymore or patients, right?
Yeah. I got my practice is actually in Chandler, and it sounds like we're not too far from each other, but I'm gonna have to use that trick
Yeah.
to start pulling people in from, far away and see what happens. That's so cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a great technique. So yeah. Um, on to our next exciting topic, and it's something that's really exploded in the last few years, and it's artificial intelligence, right? So in marketing, content is obviously king, especially in the dental industry. And the best thing to make content with now is artificial intelligence, right? So should doctors be using artificial intelligence? Maybe it can help with writing blogs and stuff like that. Or is that something that could get potential red flags on Google and maybe be hidden on display?
Yeah. So wonderful question. I love this question. Um, do you remember when like cryptocurrency first came out, like Bitcoin, right? Everybody's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I don't trust it. It's scary, right? And same with like the horse and
Mm-hmm.
buggy. When that was replaced with the automobile, everybody's like, wow, all these jobs for people picking up horse poop's going to go away, right? But look at all the innovation that came from the automobile, right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't alive back in those days, but I've read the stories. So it's kind of the same thing with AI. Everybody's a little scared of it because it's new. It doesn't mean it's bad. It means it's new. And the sooner and the faster that you can hop on it and do it the right way, you're going to be rewarded. We started writing all of our blogs and all of our content on our websites 4 or 5 years ago with AI,
Mhm.
and it was AI and human interaction. And it was a program. It used to be called Jarvis, but that's like
That's cool.
what's that? That's Jarvis from Iron Man. But Disney sued
Yeah, I
him,
was gonna
so they
say.
changed their name to Jasper. So it's called Jasper AI. And we actually still use Jasper AI. It's a really powerful AI tool. But I've taken so much content, and we have teams actually in the Philippines who like their only job is to write all day with this AI writer. And we've taken it and we put it on hundreds of websites, and none of them have been penalized from Google. So there's this thing called
Wow.
the Google myth. What Google wants you as a business owner to fear is that you're going to be penalized. They want you to also fear that it's difficult. They want to scare you into paying for the ads. They want to scare
Mm.
you into buying patience.
Mm-hmm.
So we call it the Google myth. AI works if you do it right. If you write the articles engaging and you write them the proper way. I always say when you write an AI article, don't just copy it and paste it. Be a
Yeah.
human, read through it, change them around a little bit, add some personality to it. But yeah, I love AI. It's fantastic.
That is incredible, might I add. I mean, that tool alone and then, adding the human touch saves you so much time. And not only does it save you so much time, it gives you such incredible content to put on your website for that to help your practice pop up in so many different searches
hmm
because of
hmm
your blogs that you have on your website. So how many blogs would you say that you have on your website right now using this
Oh man,
tool?
just hundreds, like hundreds and hundreds. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
hundreds. Yeah.
yeah, I don't see
The only
why.
thing you want to be careful of is you don't want to kind of write about the same topic again.
Okay,
So,
okay, yeah,
like if you write a topic called dentist near me, your practice is in Chandler, but let's say Gilbert. You can write one dentist near me in Gilbert, and you can write one dentist near me in Chandler. That's perfectly fine. You
oh,
want it to be a
okay,
little bit different, mix it up, right? It's not the same content. But you
right,
like a year down the road, you don't want to write an article, Chandler dentist near me. It's the same thing, just worded differently. Google is
okay,
smart enough to catch on to that, right? So
yeah,
when you use this tool called semrush.com, you literally can get hundreds and hundreds and thousands of different ideas to write about and different subjects. And it's not always transactional search terms. A lot of it is informational. So you want to
okay.
bring them in on information, and then, also have the call to action there to sell them as a customer.
What would you say a good healthy split would be for blogs based on transactional versus informational
Yeah,
terms
probably
from
50-50.
SEMrush?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you
It's an
go.
easy split. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. So go ahead, Carter. Sorry.
So if you run out of original ideas, what was that software name again that you can look up the words for to make good blogs?
SEMrush.
SEMrush. All right. So
Yeah.
SEMrush will
Yeah,
help with that.
SEMrush.
SEMrush.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you say that AI maybe counteracts the need for somebody to be writing blogs for you if you're able to use AI and just do some simple touch-ups?
I mean, it sounds like it,
A
right?
little bit, yeah.
It's,
Then you physically need somebody to put it on your website and optimize it a little bit. Because
Yeah.
when an AI writes a blog, they're gonna mostly it's just text. Now you can get AI blogs with some images in there, but they're usually AI generated and they're not very good yet. They're just not.
Okay.
You also
Yeah.
want to embed like a YouTube video into a blog post. Like since you're in Chandler and
Oh.
your practice is in Chandler, one of the YouTube videos you can embed into your blog about Chandler dentist near me is you could just embed a YouTube video that's talking about Chandler, Arizona, and because it
What?
gives it geo relevance. So Google
Wow.
loves YouTube because Google owns YouTube. It also increases engagement because people are going to watch a video and just stare at the screen for a little bit.
hmm
So that's another way to go around it too. But yeah, if you
So
just
that's
take it, you
yeah.
still have to physically get it on your website.
Right. So like that brings up a question then. So, you know, it's my understanding that if you instead of writing blogs and instead of actually um, putting text or information on your website, you just put videos instead. That doesn't really count as much towards. I guess Google, would they do that? Do they not really like you just adding videos, and they don't really count that as like an update to your website to keep you relevant? They like prefer text
So
added.
think of it this way. So if you're adding videos, that is good. If you're adding text, it is good. Let's say all three of us have a dental practice within a mile of each other, all in the same town.
hmm
And Cassidy, you have 100 pages and blog posts in total, and
hmm
and you have Carter, you have 100 as well. But me, I've got like 600 pages, right? I've got all these pages and tons of videos and lots of content. Naturally, Google's going to like me a little bit more than you guys because I've just provided more information. So it sounds
More
like you guys
value.
are asking if you get stuck on what to write about, what do you do next?
hmm
You can just put more videos up, put a page with video testimonials from customers or clients, or just videos about how you do a procedure, videos of before and after, like all sorts of stuff, right? Another
Right.
thing that is really, really powerful that I don't usually tell, I'll be nice to you guys since you're like in my
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Thanks.
and,
Appreciate
and
it.
this is super powerful. So let's say, Cassidy, you wrote a blog post, dentist near me, Chandler, Arizona, and you followed all the steps I did. And you're like, man, I'm going to start getting traffic. This is amazing. And then you go search online and you're probably on page 2. You're like,
hmm
man, that sucker Dave, like he totally duped me. So you more than likely won't be number 1. Now, here's how you get it to number 1. Do we got time for a commercial? I think I got somewhere to go. Or do you want to
yeah.
hear it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
we'll
No,
hear
yeah.
it,
Let's see.
right?
Oh,
Totally
yeah. I
joking.
was like, wait, what's going on? I need to hear this.
Yeah. So here's how you do it. Okay. So you write the blog post on your website. Now, remember a few minutes ago, I talked about the people ask questions that you put on the homepage. So
Right.
you have a blog titled Dentist Near Me, Chandler, Arizona. Well, on the homepage of your website, you're going to have informational content about how do I find the best dentist? What should I look for in a dentist, right? Is it
Right.
is it length of time? Is it skill? Is it reviews? Is it their staff? Whatever. You can
Color
write a
of
nice
hair.
little article on your homepage talking about how to find a dentist. Now
Right.
you want to hyperlink that content, dentist near me, on the homepage to your blog post titled Dentist Near Me.
Okay.
So you're taking your
Oh my
homepage, which
gosh.
has the most authority, and you're linking it to your blog post. So
Right.
now, instead of being on page 2, you're probably page 1 down towards the bottom.
Okay. Look at
Yeah.
that.
So now you climbed up a little bit. Now there's still one more ingredient. How many other dentists do you know, Cassidy? 10,
Oh,
50,
hundreds.
hundreds? Okay.
Yeah.
So reach out to all your dentist buddies and say, hey, I'm going to put a blog post on my website and I'm going to talk about how amazing you are as a dentist. So guess what?
Okay.
Now you're putting content on your dental website, talking to your dental buddy. Let's call him Dr. Kaminski. Actually got uncles and grandfathers named Dr. Kaminski. I'm not a
There you
doctor,
go.
but and now when you write a blog post on your website, guess where you're going to link it to on his website? Or let's reverse it the other
Whoa.
way around. I'm the doctor and I'm going to write a piece of content, a blog on my website, and I'm going to link it to that blog post that you did that talked about the best dentist near me in Chandler, Arizona.
Okay.
So you got one dentist to put some content on his website and link to that blog. Now you get another dentist to link to that blog. You get another dentist and link to that blog. You really only need 2 or 3, and guess what? That blog's
Uh-huh.
number 1. Now you're number 1
And
for dentists near me.
is that because Google finds you as like a top authority now?
related to
Because
dentists.
other
Yep.
right.
So you don't take my window
Okay.
cleaning business. Like, I don't put content on my window cleaning business talking about dentists near me in Chandler, Arizona. It's going to hurt you and it's going to hurt me. Google's like,
Right.
you guys aren't even related. Why are you guys even talking to each other? However,
Right.
like you said, you know hundreds of dentists. If you get a
Right.
couple of your dentist buddies, I call this collaborating. You guys all
Mm-hmm.
collaborate and you work from this dental website and you put some content on that one. You put a link to it. So I don't believe in backlinking. Like, all that stuff is so old. However, if you are in the same industry and if you're doing a blog post, absolutely put a link to your buddy's dental practice, and it's going to help both of you guys start jumping up those charts like crazy.
Okay. So you both link to each other's.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's incredible. I mean, would there be a benefit to be strategizing, right, which dentists you choose to do that
Yeah. Don't
with,
link to your competitor.
Right.
You don't want to give him business, but I'm sure these dentists, aren't in Gilbert. They're all over the country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It helps. Like,
no risk.
that helps so much. People have no idea. And then, like,
Okay.
I really kind of regretting telling you that information. Like, I'm telling you, like, I don't share that very often. Like, I really don't.
Hey.
It is so
Hey,
powerful.
we feel so lucky that you would come on here and talk about that kind of stuff with us. We really, really
Thank
do.
you.
I think the value that you're providing dentists through this information, is massive. So, like, if a dentist wanted to reach out to you or, your business and ask questions or, inquire about your services, what could you tell them?
Transactionaldental.com. So that's pretty much that simple. I think we have a tab up on the top that says podcast goodies. So
Okay.
you can hear and see some of the written text of what I'm telling, even some examples of how to write a blog post the proper way. But yeah, transactional, because we love transactional clients. Those are the ones that pay us, right? So
Right.
transactionaldental.com.
Awesome.
Transactionaldental.com. Okay, folks, you heard it. You got all the tools and all the cool stuff we talked about on that website, and you could get some more help and resources. This has been incredible.
So let me ask you: does it sound like SEO sucks, or did I unsuck it for you guys?
You
Pretty easy,
definitely
right?
unsucked it.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, dude. Yeah, this was a fun conversation.
Cool.
I really enjoyed it. I think we took a very boring topic and made it fun, made it interesting, spiced it up a bit. I definitely am more excited moving forward to try and implement some of these things and research more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
You're
Cassie
welcome.
and I we really appreciate you hopping on here. I'll wrap it up right now. Thanks everyone for tuning into the Revolution Dentistry podcast. If you're finding value here, make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. We're here every week to help you grow. See you next time.
All right.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.